Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'm Eve, spiritual intuitive, guiding coach, bringing you videos to support your soul's journey here on earth and your spiritual wellness. In today's video, I will be doing a tarot reading, and today's subject is when things just aren't working. Now, I'm not talking about just relationships, because sometimes they're just not working. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. It could be friendships, partnerships. It could be something that you're trying to make happen at your job. It could be something that you're trying to create in your home. It could be an endeavor that you've been pursuing for quite some time that just isn't working out. Sometimes it could be learning how to play an instrument. That's pretty hard sometimes. Or maybe you're trying a specific nutritional plan or exercise program that just isn't working. Maybe you signed up for a class and you've been at it for a while and it's just not panning out. What do we do during these times? Do we quit? Do we persist? What do we do? How do we handle that? Well, that's what today's reading is going to be about. And our advice will be coming from the tarot deck called Hidden Waters Tarot. And this is the box. These are designed after the Rorschach ink blot tests, and that's kind of what attracted me to this deck, because I thought it was kind of unique in its images. Yeah, so we're going to see what this deck will be bringing to us. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me give it a nice shuffle and pull some cards for us. This is a deck that I've had for quite a few years. I bought it several years ago, and never really used it. There's no real reason why. I just have so many, and you find the ones that resonate with you the most, and you use them, and you kind of forget about some of the other ones. So I thought I would just pull it out and see what advice it has in store for us today around when things aren't working out. So I want you to just think for a second, what isn't working out for you? What have you been giving your resources to, whether it's for a short period of time or for a while, and it's just not working out? It can be very frustrating, can it? I know that it can. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to do that can get very frustrating because I'm just not making the kind of progress I want to see, or it's just plain old not working out. So let's pull the first card and see what we have. Okay. Sometimes, now this is the Hangman in reverse. Now I'll show it to you in the upright position and then the reverse position. So if you look at this image, some ideas might pop into your head. You don't necessarily need to be able to read tarot to get some kind of subconscious message from this. But understanding the tarot, sometimes you just have to see things for what they are. Difficult, challenging, time-consuming, resource-consuming. So I think this is asking you to look at things as they are. In the upright position, it would be more like look at things from a different perspective. But in reverse, I feel like it's asking us to be honest with ourselves. For example, I use my music examples a lot in my videos. I am a big fan of Johann Sebastian Bach's pieces. They're hard. They're really, really hard. And sometimes I'm just not that skilled to get to produce the sound that I want. It's challenging. And sometimes you just have to see it for what it is. Challenging, difficult, time-consuming. It's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a lot of your resources. So see it for what it is. Another way to look at this card, and I like this other perspective, is that in the upright position, I feel like you have a lot of resources available to you in order to make whatever it is you're trying to achieve. But in the reverse position, I feel like, maybe your resources are a little limited when it comes to this particular thing. Maybe you need something else outside of yourself, or maybe there's just not enough, enough in you for whatever it is that you're doing. So a couple of ways to look at this. But I do like the first interpretation, that sometimes we just have to see it for what it is. Okay, let's draw the next card. The Fool. So take a look at this image. All of these images are pretty cool, very unique ink blot images. And we have the Fool in the upright position. Right off the bat, I feel like this is saying is just stop overthinking it. Stop trying so hard. Stop efforting. Just stop putting so much intensity into it. In other words, take a chill pill and relax about it. If it's something that's very serious and very important that you're trying to accomplish, I know that might not be advice that is very welcomed. But I do know that when we are uptight or stressed out, we're not functioning at the level or at an optimal level. Our thinking isn't clear. We're clouded with emotion. So just relaxing, sometimes even stepping back and taking a break for a moment and just calming your mind, your body, your spirit, and returning with a more relaxed attitude, that could help. I'm going to try that. Okay, the next one. Ooh. Now, when I pulled the first card, now this is interesting because this is the third major arcana. We had the Hangman, the Fool, and now we have the Magician. So here's the Magician. Yep, right? I think these are wonderful cards. I think this is really talking about not just this particular thing that you might be thinking about that's just not working, but just a lot of things in life, not just today, but in the bigger picture. When things get tough, when things get challenging, it just doesn't seem like you're making progress or things are working. This is really good advice across the board. So now we have the Magician. If you're familiar with tarot, you know what this card is saying. You have within your power to create whatever it is you want. So if you want, let's say, to lose 10 pounds and this particular route that you have chosen isn't working, that doesn't mean that you still can't make happen. Perhaps you need to make some adjustments, small tweaks, small pivots. Maybe you need to find maybe a better resource to support you in this endeavor. But it's truly believing that you can create what it is you want to create. If I really, really want to, I can definitely achieve some of the pieces, not all of them, but some of the pieces that I have chosen by Bach. If I really wanted to, I can make it happen. I know that I can. So believe that you can create it really is about belief, trusting and believing that you can create what it is that you want. But you got to relax a little bit, not be so intense. I think that's a big piece right there. So what is the next card? Okay. So here we have oh, this is pretty. The Nine of Pentacles. I'll show you, it's in reverse, but I'll show you the upright. So here's the upright. Isn't that neat? I think it is. Kind of looks like a woman holding something up. I don't know. And here's the reverse. So the image gives us a different feeling looking at it in the reverse position. So I think these cards are kind of cool. I'm glad I pulled these out. So the return on your investment with whatever it is you're trying to achieve, it's going to be at a certain pace. It's not going to happen just because you want it to happen now. It's going to take the time that is required. Now, someone over here might be able to learn Bach like that, and so good for them. I'm envious, but for me, it's going to take the time that it's going to take because of my skill level, the time that I put into it, the effort that I put into it. So it's going to go at the appropriate tempo based on how much you're putting into it, how much you're investing in it. So if you've signed up for a class, and let's say it's a self-paced class, and you're only studying once a week, well, eventually you're going to get through the class, but it's not going to be as quickly as you would like it to be. Maybe more of an investment of time is required. So it's going to really go based on how much you're putting into it. This is the Nine of Pentacles. It has a feeling of things kind of unfolding in a slow way. I have a feeling that sometimes we take on endeavors that are a little bit bigger than what we can handle. And there's nothing wrong with aiming for the stars. I believe in that. But sometimes we can bite off more than we can chew, which makes this thing just too big and too overwhelming. I'm just getting that sense that some of us do more than we're able to handle. So the next one is, again, in reverse. Weird. This is the Four of Swords. And this is the reverse. This is a nice looking card. I think this card is about not letting your negative thoughts, unstable thoughts, pessimistic thoughts pull you away if this is something you really want to do. So this is about kind of changing your thinking around it. I mean, I have a lot of things that I would like to accomplish, and some of them I'm aware that are above my ability. And I like to do that, but sometimes it can be a little bit too much. But if I really want to do something and make something happen, I can't do it with negative thoughts, with negative thinking, with or like an inconsistent plan or an unstable plan. There has to be some kind of trust and belief and plan of action that's truly going to support me to accomplish whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish. An example, the piano example, is if I create a plan, I'm going to practice for an hour Monday through Friday from this time to this time, and I'm going to focus on X, Y, and Z during my practice. That is creating a solid plan. I can't just nilly-willy go in there and expect to produce something within a reasonable amount of time. It will require a decision, a solid decision, and a solid plan and commitment to make this happen. So is that something that exists with what you're trying to achieve? So when things aren't working, I want to give you a quick rundown of what the message is that we're receiving. So when things are not working, see it for what it is. Is it too hard? Is it too easy? Is it realistic? Are you putting in the effort that's required? Are you overthinking it, stressing yourself out, allowing your emotions to get in the way of what you're trying to achieve? So that's the Fool. If you really want this and believe you can have it, you can make it happen. It may take some time. It may take some different resources or adjusting how you're going about it. But if this is something you want, it can happen. And you've got to believe that. If you have taken on something that is big, maybe a little bit beyond your abilities, know that it might take you a little bit longer than, say, the next person or just anybody. It just might be something that requires time. So give yourself the time and space that it's required. If you don't have any deadlines, especially, give yourself the space to move through this endeavor in the time that it takes. You can't rush some things, but make sure that you're giving the resources that is necessary to move you along. And then finally, make sure that you have a plan and that you're not just going in it nilly-willy. Have you made a clear decision and a commitment to it? And have you sat down and created a plan of action that's going to support you to achieve whatever it is? All right, let me show you these cards one more time. So the first one was the Hanged Man in reverse. The second one was the Fool upright. The third one is the Magician. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And finally, the Four of Swords. All right, and so there is our guidance and advice from Hidden Waters Tarot. I would love to hear what challenges or things that you're doing that just aren't working. There was nothing in here that said give up, throw in the towel. It was more like do what you need to do to make it happen. Get realistic in your mind. Create a plan. Loosen up. Chill out. Give yourself the space and the time to make it happen. So it's saying stick in there. Keep up. Keep at it. Leave in the comments any questions, comments, any little anecdotes that you'd like to share with me. I would love to hear from you. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe and hit the notification button. If you're in the Houston area, you can come see me every Tuesday at Pixie's Intent and every Wednesday at Indigo Moons. You can also contact me at the information in the description below. And you can also find out more information about me at spiritualintuitive.guide. That's my website. So come check it out, and I hope to hear from you soon. Be well. Ciao.